For far too long, we humans have abused and exploited the earth. We have treated it as a commodity belonging to us, as if we were free to consume it as we wanted. Miners have pockmarked the earth with huge craters and allowed toxic chemicals to flow into watercourses. Loggers have clear-cut primary forest, destroying not only trees, but all the other plant and animal species in their path. We have driven roads through pristine wilderness. We have dammed rivers and polluted lakes. We throw away billions of tons of plastic and other trash each year. Pesticides have killed insects, birds, and animals and entered the human food chain. We have ignored the first law of ecology. Everything is connected to everything else. Nature is an intricate web of interdependent parts, each essential to the healthy operation of the whole. For all of us to survive, we have to live in harmony with nature. In the past, the earth has been remarkably resilient. Generally, within 50 or 100 years, the vegetation recovers and obscures the wounds caused by these human assaults. The scars remain, but, in time, they blend into the countryside. But now there is a very different threat: the climate crisis and global heating. Climate has changed many times in the past due to natural causes, volcanic activity, changes in the sun's intensity, and giant meteorites. But our planet is now in the midst of its 6th mass extinction of plants and animals. We are now experiencing the worst spate of species die-offs since the extinction of the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. Extinction can be a natural phenomenon, but unlike mass extinctions, the current climate crisis is almost entirely caused by us humans. 90% of scientists agree. For 800,000 years, until 1950, atmospheric levels of carbon dioxide were never higher than 300 parts per million. Now there are over 400 parts per million. Each of the last 40 years has been warmer than the 20th century average. 2016 was the hottest year on record. The 12 warmest years ever have all been since 1998. Over the past 130 years, global average temperature has increased by 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit. More than half of that increase has occurred over the last 35 years. The amount of sea ice in the Arctic has decreased by 12% each decade during the last 40 years. Global sea level rose about 8 inches in the last century. The rate of the rise in sea level in the last 2 decades is nearly double that of the last century. It is accelerating every year. The Earth will no doubt survive. It always does. But we humans and our fellow species may not survive unless the governments we elect and the industries we support